Welcome back, Wayward Souls, the Double Tap In, episode 17. 17. I know we do this every time at the beginning. Like, I can't believe we made it to 16. I can't believe we made it to 17. At some point, we're going to actually believe that we're getting this thing done and it's actually happening.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. I don't know when that is, but
like, people are actually listening, which is still amazing.
Somewhat concerning.
Yeah.
Somewhat concerning.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. But hey, thanks for listening. Like, we hope you're enjoying. Obviously, some of you are enjoying the show for you to keep listening to what we're talking about. So, thanks for listening. Thanks for all of the feedback, because I know my phone and my social media and all the stuff that I, in interacting with people, like they're crushing it.
Yeah.
I know you're the same way. We get a lot of good feedback. So that's awesome. That's awesome. So
yeah, and people want to come on the show for some reason. I don't know. I don't know what that's about, but I'm okay with it.
Hell yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. You remember there was that one individual that was blowing our phones up for a solid 3 hours?
Ghost.
Yeah. Hang on, let me see. I think I'm getting a phone. Nope. Not a phone call. Did you get a text message? Nope. Hey.
If only there was a rub recipe in there.
If only.
If only.
Yeah. Oh well. Moving on. We got plenty of other people.
You did some ribs or something, right?
I did. Yeah. Normally when I make ribs, I would love to. So I saw it on Instagram in the reels. And they cooked ribs. They cut them up individually and cooked them similar to burnt ends. And I was like, that sounds fantastic. And I'm not much of a rib guy. And I can't remember if we talked about it on the show or not, but the amount of meat that you get to eat for the mess that you make, it's just like, it's fine. Yeah. Like, they taste good, but it's not my favorite thing to eat.
No.
Like, if you give me the option between a nice ribeye steak and a rack of ribs, the ribeye steak 100% every time is going to win.
Agreed.
So I just don't make ribs a whole lot because I don't like them. I don't want to say I don't like them. I don't care for them.
So I like them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the bite is worth the effort.
Right. Yeah. So most of the time when I make ribs, they're so, I guess, overcooked by competition standards that they fall apart. Like, they're hard. You can't flip them because the bone is falling out of the rib. The meat is falling off the bones. But whenever I do make them and people have them, they love them. Like, there's none left.
Yeah.
So
I can't remember if we discussed competition ribs or not. I don't like competition ribs.
Yeah.
I just don't. You take a bite of a competition rib, you're supposed to see the outline of your bite mark. It's supposed to have a little tug to it. That shit sticks between my teeth.
Yeah.
And I don't like having to floss after every single bite. It's not my thing.
Right.
I prefer mine to be a little more tender, if I can grab the bone and twist it out, I'm cool with it. You're not hurting my feelings any. So I understand.
Yeah. And that's how I typically make ribs. When I was trying to get better at it, I would cook them more frequently than what I had been. And I had one that was probably as close to the competition style rib as I could get, but then I couldn't get a lot of the meat off the bone. Like, they were undercooked, and I would rather have them overcooked than undercooked.
Correct. 100%.
So I saw this reel, like I said, where they said you can leave the back membrane on or take it off. It doesn't matter. So I took it off, cleaned them up a little bit, and then cut them into individual pieces. And then season them up real good with Bang and Boar Dust. threw them on the smoker, and rotated them it was like every 30 minutes. And just so they stayed nice and even. You could keep a pretty good watch on them, because now instead of a whole rack of ribs, it's each individual, and they're much more like the threat of drying them out or overcooking them is a lot greater, even at a lower temperature.
Right.
So did that every 30 minutes. And then once they got to 160, 170, pulled them off, put them in a foil pan, and then chucked in some butter, sweet barbecue sauce that I made from Hay Grill Hay, and then some more bang and board dust on top. Gave it a mix, covered it, put it back on the grill, and let it go for another hour, I think. And pulled them off, took a look. I was like, yeah, they look good, right? Like the meat had pulled in. It wasn't falling off the bone, but they look good. They were too hot to taste right away. So I went on about making the rest of dinner, and like pulled a corner of the foil up and gave it maybe 10 minutes. Then reached in there, grabbed one out, and I grabbed a little meatier rib. I wasn't really looking, just grabbed one and took a bite, and holy shit, phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
Smack your mama good.
Oh yeah. My mouth is watering to the point where it's like I'd make those again.
Oh,
like
that good?
Yeah, like they were very good, very good. I think I would do a little bit more sauce in the pan, or you just have to make sure that you give it a good roll in the sauce before you take the rib out. The rib without it was very good, great flavor. That bang and board dust was banging. But in that case, when you're adding that sauce in, I think it paired well with the bang and board dust and the flavor of the meat. It was just really good. It accentuated the flavors. They all worked really well together.
Perfect.
What I did learn is when you do it that way, you want to get the fattest fucking ribs that you can find.
Yeah.
Just again, because you're cooking them individually, so you get some meaty ribs in there to do it that way, and it works better. I think there were some that were a little thin and they were a little dried out, but overall, I think there was probably 3 of us that were really eating this rack of ribs. Just one rack. 3 adults, and there was a rib left, and that was on top of burgers and dogs and sides and everything else. Like this was really just like, hey, have a taste. And there was 2 of the smaller rib pieces left. So
oh wow, good.
And they were all raving about it. Even Rachel, who again, like steak, rib, pork chop, whatever, pulled pork, take it or leave it. She's not a huge fan, but she even commented that these were the best ribs that we've had. So if you see that recipe or you see that reel going around, you're like, I wonder if I should try this. Absolutely try it.
Yeah. So with that said, I'm pretty sure because it's in my messages, so I know that we can share it on our social media.
Yeah.
And then so if someone's looking for it, we can put it there. Yeah.
And I put my experience with them on the Wayward Soles, and I think I probably tagged you in it too.
You did. Yep.
So I would, and I put in those, those 2 little caveats, big old fat hunk of ribs. And I don't remember what the other one was, but absolutely turned out phenomenal. What was it? There it is. Oh yeah. So the meatiest ribs you can get, and then roll them around in the sauce.
Yeah.
Before you eat them. But yeah, that was.
So when you cook, do you keep notes of what you do?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So getting back to someone who shall not be named in our podcast,
No.
if only someone would tell him to keep notes as he goes. Anyway, just a little sidebar to that. Yeah, I have three ring or spiral bound notebooks of shit. And it's funny going back and looking at the beginning when I started keeping all these notes to how things have progressed. It's also, I like history. So it's great seeing the progression of how my cooking has gone and my style has gone and all that. And reels, social media in general, TikTok, all that. Man, it is, dinner list before. Damn, I got to try that. Damn, I got to try that. Damn, I got to try that. It's never ending, it seems like, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Because I don't like getting stagnant. I don't like having the meatloaf once a week. I don't like having shepherd's pie once a week when it's cold or making whatever. I like having that variety. And, one of the greatest compliments my wife ever gave me was we went on a cruise. We went on Norwegian. We did a transatlantic 14-day from New York to Europe.
Nice.
And it was, again, a bucket list trip. And we'd been at sea for 6 or 7 days, and the dining experience was not what we had been accustomed to with other cruise lines. And now they've all changed. So it's even not as good as it once was. And Jennifer said, again, here's the compliment, that it's hard for me to enjoy a meal on a cruise when I have a chef at home who cooks better than what we're getting on a cruise ship. So that set the bar for me that, I really need to keep moving forward with my cooking experience and all that. And anything that I can try. Now, not everyone's a home run, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
But it helps when you see a lot on social media, like those ribs. And by the way, they look freaking phenomenal. They look great.
They were stupid good.
But it improves our skill. It improves our thought-making process that, hey, if I do this, but then if I do, like you said, the meatier ribs and roll them around in the sauce, maybe a little bit more. But it helps us the next time we do something, it's going to improve it even that much more.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It helps all the way around.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
So speaking of the wife, go ahead. You were going to say something.
I was gonna say the talking about your notebook and you every time you make something, hopefully you're getting better at it. Unless it's rice, of course. Fucking rice. Yeah. But I did that. I did a pork belly a couple weeks ago, and I think we talked about it. And it always came out too salty. Yeah. The first time I did it, it wasn't with the preg powder. The second time I did it with the preg powder and the original recipe to see where it kind of put me. And then this last time I did it, and it was still salty. And I get it. Bacon is salty, right?
Yep.
But this seemed like a little too much. So this time I added a little bit extra of all the other seasoning, and then I cut out. It called for 5 tablespoons of kosher salt. Got 4. Whatever it was 1 less, and it was so much better. You get more flavoring of the other stuff because it's not as overpowering with that salty flavor. So, you gotta working on the stuff that you make, and the stuff that, like, I don't make bacon a lot, but I make it enough that I should know better. So, and that again is part of the fun of the process, experimenting with it. What can you do to tweak this just a little bit so it's a different experience for the next time?
We talk about banging boar dust a lot, and but the other seasoning is called gunpowder.
Ooh,
and when I was building gunpowder, I learned something about kosher salt. Kosher salt is saltier than your regular table salt, and something I never thought about.
Yeah.
And whatnot. I don't know why it is. Maybe it's the size. I don't know. I didn't get into the science of salt. So I noticed that I had to cut back what I thought I needed in gunpowder versus what I'm actually using in gunpowder.
Mm-hmm.
It is, and again, I know salt. Yeah, well, that's not exactly the case.
Mm-hmm.
It is a kosher salt, and I've not done it with anything else. So I can't speak to the pink Himalayan salt or the salt mines from wherever. It's saltier. And I really had to reduce my amount of salt substantially. And again, it's all part of growth. It's all part of the learning.
Yep.
It's all part of making your end product better. And notes on everything that I did, my notes are life-saving sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can't remember shit. And if I don't have those notes, then I will keep repeating the same mistakes over and over and over again.
Yep.
So notebooks are important. So
yep.
getting back to what I was going to say, part of Jennifer's praise of my skills when it comes in the kitchen, she brags to her patients about me and about how well we eat and we're foodies and all this kind of stuff. Well, one of her patients, and turns out that I've known her husband for 40 some years, says, "Have you ever had tuna pate?" Well, no, because I don't know what the fuck tuna pate is. It is so simple it's stupid. It is a large can of tuna fish, a half a block of cream cheese, about a quarter of an onion that is minced up, salt, pepper, and 3 tablespoons of ketchup. Put it in a food processor and turn that shit into a pate. Stupid easy and stupid fucking good. It is, you think about it and you go, wait a minute. Canned tuna, ketchup. I don't know about this shit. I just don't. Yeah. So, me being me, I go out to the double tap in our freezer and I pull out freshly frozen tuna. Yellowfin.
There you go.
I bring the yellowfin in. I thaw it out. I cook it. And I substitute the canned tuna for the yellowfin.
Yes.
Holy shit. That's what we had for dinner last night. Yeah. Because I went out and I got, and again, I have, I go offshore a couple times a year catching tuna. So I usually have quite the supply. Not anymore. Not since we discovered this shit. But I would rather eat that than I'm not going to go quite that far. Yeah, well, fuck it. I'm going to go that far. I would rather have the tuna pate than I would throw in that piece of tuna on my grill and grilling it.
Oh, wow.
It is that good. And I love a good ahi salad.
Yeah.
This stuff is phenomenal. So last night, I went out and got 2 pieces of yellowfin, came in, made the tuna pate, and we broke our 48-hour fast last night with tuna pate. And I think I told you, Jennifer does a black bean and corn thing in a salad, and freaking phenomenal. Just absolutely phenomenal. So, I'm salivating.
Yeah. I wonder what would happen if you throw a little smoke into that. Because I would be shocked if you're like, I have to try that. I'm more expecting I'm here to tell you.
Yeah, I have not done that. It has been on my mind to do, but I have not done it.
Yeah.
I also want to do. I haven't done it in a long time. I want to do a smoked bluefish dip. Now, people don't like bluefish. I think we may have talked about this
Yeah.
before. I like bluefish as long as I take that dark center vein out of the meat. That's where the fishy stuff comes from, and turn them into crab cakes or fish cakes using my crab cake recipe. I think we discussed that before. So then 2 years ago for Christmas, Jennifer got me cedar planks for smoking and grilling. And originally I'm thinking, that's a novelty thing. You really don't need to just, it makes a difference.
Yeah, I believe it.
I soak them, and then throw the slab of fish on them and put them on the smoker. I really do think it imparts another flavor with that oil. It heats up, it releases it into, I just think it makes a difference.
Yeah.
And because I've done it, on a regular stainless steel rack. I've and not used anything under it, but I think it makes a difference.
Yeah. Yeah. When you're going to use your cedar planks, if you're going to smoke it, do you change the wood that you burn?
I don't.
Okay.
Nope, I don't. I use the same. I do, and everything comes with a caveat. There are times that I will pair woods with certain meats. With fish, not necessarily bluefish, because it's already pungent's not a word that I'm looking for, but it's already flavorful and it can be a little strong. So I'm not really concerned about imparting a heavy flavor on that because it's already got a fishy flavor to it. Now, if it's a white meat fish, sea bass, now I know about walleye, flounder, that sort of thing, I can impart more flavor on that fish by using specific woods. And that's something I've not done with bluefish. But yeah, I could very easily have changed it up and done something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you done salmon? Have you done salmon?
Oh, yes.
Yes. That's something I've not done.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic. It's a process, at least the way that I've done it. So we did a dry brine with, I think it was kosher salt. I think it was paprika, brown sugar. And we did a dry brine. I think it was supposed to be like 4 to 6 hours, something like that. And I didn't realize how long the process was. So it was a shorter one. So it was probably, it might not even been 4 hours. But then and then you put it on a wire rack on a sheet pan and put it back in the fridge. And you want the meat to kind of get a little tacky.
Okay.
And then once that happens, and there's a special term for that. I don't remember what it was. Then you take it out, put a rub on it, put it in the smoker, and cook it to, so it was like no, it wasn't 160. It was like
it's like 145 or something like that.
Yeah, like 145. And then pull it off, and it's like, because we put more brown sugar back on it. And by the time I pulled it off, brought it in, finished everything else up, and like obviously the fish is still warm, but the brown sugar on top had cooled just enough that it was almost like a creme brulee.
Oh, nice.
Where it was kind of like candied across the top.
Yep.
So it was just hot enough to heat the fish, just hot enough to melt those sugars. It cooled it off just enough for it to like crystallize just a little bit. Oh my gosh, it was phenomenal. Harper ate the shit out of it. Rachel loved it. I loved it. And then it was a big half a fish that we cooked. And we took the rest of it and I smoked. I don't know if I smoked it or not, but mixed it with some cream cheese and made a salmon dip.
Yep.
And that shit was, holy cow! It was just as good.
Yep.
Just
That's what I
as
was
good
going to say about the bluefish dip. Smoke the cream cheese with the bluefish.
Yep. Yep.
And mix it all in it. Be perfect fish dip.
Yeah. And we've done that. I've done that with chicken.
Mm-hmm.
And that I'll do a smoked block of cream cheese, smoke a whole chicken, and whatever's left from each, because we'll eat the smoked cream cheese by itself.
Yes. Yeah.
But take whatever's left from that chicken and what's left from that smoked cream cheese and make a chicken salad with it. And that shit is phenomenal.
Ooh.
Yes. Yeah.
Damn it.
So
in the notebook.
Right. Right. So 2 great places to get really good chicken salad in Ocean City. And that is Montego Bay at the grocery store there, all the way in the back. And then the Seaside Deli at 73rd Street. And we were talking at work.
Never change.
Right. Right. That grocery store in Montego Bay. Quick side story. That grocery store has also the best breakfast sandwiches, I would argue, in town.
No shit.
Yeah. They do it on a pretzel roll. So you get the pretzel roll, stupid fluffy scrambled eggs. If you want sausage, bacon, or scrapple, and cheese. But the amount of meat that they throw on that thing is insane. And it's like $5.
Oh shit.
It's that big around.
Yeah.
It's legit. The best value breakfast sandwich in Ocean City, Montego Bay grocery store.
Had no idea.
Yeah. So
no idea.
I'm sorry. Back to our regular scheduled program of chicken salad. So we were talking the other day at work about how
ADHD strikes again.
Right? How one of our coworkers doesn't really care for chicken salad because of the mayo, but they like Seasides and they like Montego Bays. I was like, well, it's because they don't use mayo. And they're like, well, what do they use? I said, it's cream cheese. And like the look of like, what are you talking about that I got from that? I was like, I don't know what to tell you. It's cream cheese. How do I know? Because I tried it. And it's fucking phenomenal. So yeah. Because I'm not a fan of the mayo. Like if I'm making egg salad, obviously that's mayo, mustard, whatever else I put in there. And like you can't go wrong with that. If I'm doing chicken salad, like I liked the mayo. It was for something that's light. But it was always just okay. And then I realized that they're putting cream cheese in it. And I started making my own. And it's the next level. It's phenomenal.
So simply cream cheese, no mayo at all.
Wow. Just cream cheese. Yep.
So a little sidebar to that. What's your take on salad dressing, such as Miracle Whip?
I'm a Duke's guy. Duke's mayo. That's all.
Yep. Same.
I use that. Yeah, I use that for my pork butt binder. I'll use that on my sandwiches. That's the only thing I buy. And because I'm really the only one in the house that eats it, everything is Duke's. I make my own ranch dressing.
Mm-hmm.
And by I make my own ranch dressing, what I mean is I get the Hidden Valley Ranch seasoning in the shaker. Yep. And then it's a cup of milk. It's 3 tablespoons of the seasoning, a cup of milk, and a cup of mayo. And when Harper was drinking whole milk, and I would mix whole milk with the mayo. Whew, that was some fucking good ranch dressing. Now we're using skim milk. And it's still just as fucking good. Like I don't know what the difference is from the Hidden Valley Ranch, like in a bottle, to what I do, but it's I call it the ranch of the gods. And then when we have people come over, when we're gonna have like a lot of people come over and we'll buy ranch, like I call that common folk ranch. So sorry if you guys are coming up Wayward Soles.
The difference is Duke's.
Oh yeah.
You know, if you've never had Duke's mayonnaise, I got turned on to it when I cut sugar out like 2.5, 3 years ago. And Duke's mayonnaise has no added sugar.
Okay.
And it is simply simple. Very few ingredients, and it's the shit. It is the app. And you put a Hellman's in front of me, you put any of the other brands, I can tell you which one's Duke's. It is just that, in my opinion, it's just that much superior than everything else.
Yep. And I learned about it from David Peterson. And that was probably 6-7 years ago. Yeah. We were working, made dinner one night, and he brought out this little jar with the yellow lid. I was like, "What's that?" I said, "That's Duke's mayo, babe." Yep. All right. So I tried it and changed my life.
Yep. No looking back.
Nope. Yeah. Yeah. So tuna pate, right? We're gonna have to make some tuna pate.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to make some salmon now.
And I'm gonna make some ribs.
You're gonna have to make some ribs and some chicken salad.
Yep. Yeah, that's right. Damn it, dude. Yeah, I gotta write that shit down.
Yeah.
Because we're coming up on a store day. And store day for me means I need to do my meal planning, do all that kind of stuff, make another list, and damn.
Yeah.
I like
we've been kind of slacking on our meal planning. Life has been just absolutely crazy lately. And it's been shit, we need to go. We're having this for dinner. Have to go get it. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
So
yeah. It's sometimes it's hard for me to be creative because I'll remember something that I want to do, but if I don't go put it on that list on the refrigerator, I have trouble with the recall of doing it, and then I get stuck of, well, what am I going to do? Well, you can always do meatloaf. Oh, fuck that.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that, once a week, like I said earlier. I just don't want to do that. I want to be creative and do certain things. And I'm telling you, man, that list on the refrigerator is a lifesaver.
Hell yeah. Rachel and I share a note for that.
Yeah. And we do the same thing.
Yeah.
Because she'll have an idea at work. And instead of sending me a text, she'll just upgrade our grocery list. And I'll go, okay, I know what you want. Yeah.
Yeah. Rachel and I have a shared saved list in Instagram of reels of food that we want to make. So it'll be funny. Like you'll get a notification. Yeah, you'll get a notification, and you go in and look, and here's this new recipe. Oh shit! Because then it's right there. It's how they made it.
Yeah.
So you have to go figure that out.
See, the podcast is teaching me something today. That's
right.
Awesome.
Something new every day, whether you like it or not.
It's going to happen.
Damn, it's going to happen. Yeah. So, well, that's our education for today. Again, thanks for joining us, folks. If you've made it this far, we truly appreciate it. If you haven't made it this far, well, that's okay too. And you don't even hear that part, so go screw yourself. But we really hope you listen to all of it. If you have something that you want to reach out or you have an idea for us, waywardsoles88@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. You can also reach out to the Double Tap In, to Wayward Soles Barbecue, to Michael Hickman, to Ben Waples. However you can reach out to us and get up with us, we'd love to hear from you because that is what is making the show go. And that's what's making our list of topics grow even longer. We said, I think last show or 2 shows ago, that we thought that list would get shorter over time, and it's not. It's steadily getting longer. So, so thank you guys for that. We truly appreciate it, and we're serious when we say that.
Sincerely.
What we're getting back from you guys is fantastic, and we love it. So, with that being said, We hope you guys have fun. Enjoyed the show. Go make something tasty. Let us know about it. And we'll see you next time.